This is Cascadia Coast News. It is 9:33 p.m., February 9th. I want to bring something to your attention. This is 2 days old, but I'm probably pretty sure that a lot of people have not heard of this. And this is from the WashingtonPost.com, and it is on Governor Northam's latest agenda. This is all I'm going to say. You know, and I'm also going to say this, that governor is a frickin' tyrant, man. He is the biggest frickin' tyrant that I've ever seen, aside from Nancy Pelosi and Feinstein and some other I'm going to keep that to myself. Anyways, and this it's just getting nasty in Virginia. We already know that it's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take the firearms away from American people. If they can't get it by legislative means, they will probably start outlawing ammo and other things like that. So I'm just going to read this. Ban on sales of assault weapons advances Virginia, stirring anger. Yeah, I bet you the people in Virginia are getting pretty pissed off. And this is February 7th, 2020 at 12:50 p.m. Pacific Standard Time was when this was written. Richmond. A bill banning the sale of assault-style weapons and possession of high-capacity magazines cleared a House committee Friday, drawing such an angry reaction from gun rights activists that the panel's chairman had Capitol Police clear the room. Yeah, Capitol Police had to freaking escort people out because people were so damn pissed off. Now listen, they are trying to cause a civil war. They are trying to get people to rise up in civil unrest so they can call martial law. Both parties of our government have been hijacked. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat any longer. Our policymakers, our lawmakers, whatever you want to call them, they're all corrupt. They all accept bribes. It's going to get bad here in America, and it's right around the corner. And I'm trying to push this stuff out as quick as possible because, for one, I'm a watchman, and the Lord has set me to be so. So I'm going to be putting these out like tomorrow's our last day, because it could be for all we know. Anyways. Sponsored by Del Mark H. Levine. And, I don't know much about this dude, but he's a Democrat, which says it all. The measure would prohibit the sale or transfer of those firearms beginning July 1st and outlaw possession of the magazines 6 months later on January 1st, 2021. Now at first, when they proposed this bill, they were trying to make it to where they would outright ban. No grandfather clause, nothing. Just outright ban. But, they got a pretty good backlash when that happened. So they were like, no. You can keep your existing weapons, but we will no longer be allowing you to purchase them or transfer them in any way, shape, or form. Now listen, if they put it into law, eventually, they're just going to come and take them because they're going to have you register them. So they're going to come and take them later on. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to be as low key as possible about this. But yet, gosh, man, they are so corrupt. Oh my gosh, this stuff gets me pretty ticked off. And these so-called high-capacity magazines are not high-capacity magazines, damn it. A standard capacity magazine for an AK-47 style rifle, which I might add, there is no actual AK-47, okay? They are all AKMs or AK-47 variants. They are not an actual full auto AK-47, which is an assault rifle. They're made off the AK platform. They are not AKs. They don't have a select fire feature. Just like these so-called AR-15s don't stand for assault rifle. They were made by Armalite 15 in, I believe, the 1950s. And that was right before Armalite. And they were made as a varmint rifle at first. And that was right before Armalite sold their patent to Colt. And then Colt started producing M16s for the military. Now listen. These people are after your guns. They have been after your guns for years. And they will take them if you let them. And once they take them, you will never get them back. Period. End of discussion. Now I'm going to keep on going with this. The measure would, well, we already did that. The legislation initially would have banned all possession of assault weapons, forcing owners to give them up. But the House Public Safety Committee modified it to prohibit only sales and transfers. Anyone who legally owned the guns before the law took effect would be allowed to keep them. But that's not good enough. That's not good enough, man. They shouldn't be allowed to pass this bullshit in the first place. Moving on. The measure takes a harder line on magazines that hold more than 12 rounds. And on bump stocks, which already are banned federally. You know, you already heard what President Trump said on that. You know, ban the bump stocks, and then after that he's like, oh, due process last, take the firearms now. And then he wants to say, oh, yeah. And you know, some people are probably going to be pissed at me because I'm talking crap about Trump. No, this is just stuff he said. He's already put a nail in his own coffin by the bold crap he said. Look, Trump is a salesman. He's been his whole damn life. He knows how to swindle people and how to word things in a way that people will accept them. Because that's how businessmen are. But you know what? I don't trust him one single bit. I don't trust any Republican. I don't trust Democrats. I don't trust none of them. I don't trust any freaking form of government right now because they're a bunch of tyrants. But listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I am against government. I am not an anarchist. I am against tyrannical governments. Now, these 12 rounds, or 10 rounds, or whatever they're trying to pass, is bullcrap. Some self-defense situations are going to call for more than 10 to 12 rounds of ammunition in your magazine. That's just a given, especially if you're dealing with multiple assailants, or let's say that there's a home invasion or some crap, which happens all the time. There's usually 5 or 6 people, between 3 and 6, that are storming your house to rob you and to rape your wife and kill your children. So yeah, there's that. The bill is perhaps the most controversial part of an 8-bill package of gun control legislation that Governor Ralph Northam, gosh man, I just can't stand him, backed after a shooter killed 12 people in a Virginia Beach municipal building on May 31st. Yeah, you know, all these shootings just, you know, they just keep on continuing. You know, don't you find it a little odd that all these mass shootings have been happening lately? Or the last, since what, like 2016 on up? The possibility of an assault weapons ban sparked fears across Virginia that newly empowered Democrats, who won majorities in both House and Senate last fall, and they were planning to confiscate guns. That's what, see, they're straight up. Democrats are planning to take weapons. Just remember what Beto O'Rourke said. Oh yeah, hell yeah, we're going to take your AR-15s, your AK-47s. He said that. And he's a freaking moron anyways. As an Army doctor, Governor Northam has seen firsthand what weapons of war do to a human body. His spokeswoman, Alina Yarmosky, said in a statement, "This bill will save lives in Virginia, and the governor is glad to see it advance." No, what he's actually saying is we're glad to see that now we are taking steps forward to remove guns from Americans because they have more than our military. Democrats won their majorities on a promise to enact sweeping gun control, including universal background checks and a purchase limit of 1 handgun a month. 1 handgun. These are like the strictest laws I've ever heard of, aside from Chicago, Illinois, and California, and New York, and a couple other shitholes that I know of. Since the election, more than 110 Virginia counties, cities, and towns have passed some type of Second Amendment sanctuary resolution. Many of them asserting that local officials will not enforce laws they consider unconstitutional. Gun rights activists staged an enormous rally on Capitol Square last month, drawing heavily armed militias from across the country. Them same militias that if you go watch my previous video, when Northam was doing his damn speech, he was saying are terrorists, domestic terrorists, without actually coining up the term. He was not actually using the term domestic terrorists, but he was hinting at it. So yeah, you know who they're coming after. They instituted the National Defense Authorization Act for a reason, and they will use it for domestic terrorist purposes, which they will label all freaking American gun owners as such, especially those who love the Second Amendment and love their country. Anybody who's against their establishment, they are going to go after. Now, you know, this is just bullcrap, man. This should not even be going on in America at all. And then it goes on saying, the changes to Levine's bill did little to satisfy gun rights activists who complained that the ban on extended magazines would criminalize possessions of items they legally purchased. Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight. That freaking would do that shit. After the committee approved the measure on a party line, 12-9 vote, some in the hearing room chanted, and one man yelled the state motto, "Sink Semper, tyrants." Yeah, I agree with it. Or, "Thus always to tyrants." Yeah, you hear that, you frickin' tyrants? Committee Chairman Patrick A. Hope D. Arlington then asked police to clear the room. Yeah, because it was getting awfully heated. This rigorous gun ban is designed to make millions of law-abiding Virginians felons overnight. National Rifle Association spokeswoman Catherine Mortensen said in an email, lawmakers have delayed bringing up this gun ban because voters from across the Commonwealth oppose it. And, you know, I don't know how you feel about the NRA, but I know how I feel about them. And I don't want them compromising the Second Amendment any more than they already have. That I'm just saying. While most of the gun control measures backed by Northam are selling through the legislature on party line votes, the fate of the assault weapons bill in the full House is uncertain. At least a few Democrat delegates voiced concern about the original version earlier this year. You know, these so-called assault weapons are not weapons of war. They are not weapons of war. No military in the entire world uses an AR-15 as a service weapon. You know that? And people think that these weapons are freaking weapons of war. You know what? You know what's so messed up? I can take a Mini 14, right? Fires the same shell as an AR-15, and I could probably set it side by side, and I'd be like, which one's the evil one? And they'll pick the black rifle every single damn time because it looks evil and it has evil features. Your colleagues don't want this bill on both sides. It's the majority, the minority, the other chamber. Nobody wants this bill. Yeah, you're fucking damn straight nobody wants that crap. DJ Spiker, the NRA's state director for Virginia, testified to the committee. Brian Moran, I think I said it right the first time, Brian Moran, Northam Secretary of Public Safety and Homeland Security, urged the committee to back the bill. Yeah, I bet you did, you tyrant. Assault weapons are not protected by the Second Amendment because they are weapons of war. No, they're frickin' not, you idiot. They're not protected, just like machine guns before them. And you know what? We were supposed to have machine guns too. And you know that. That's why he's freaking pushing this bullshit. He said, the court will uphold this legislation. You just need to pass it. The House has approved the governor's other 7 gun control bills. Yeah, and that's not hard when the House and the Senate are both Democratic, both socialist. How hard is it to pass stuff when you got Democrats both sides of the House? Give me a frickin' break. And, you know, you can go on this. I'm not going to read this whole article because I'm getting kind of irritated. You can just go back on. No, you know what? There's not that much more. You know, I'm going to read it. Okay. And these are the 7 gun control bills, which would enact universal background checks on private gun sales, which you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to just get rid of private gun sales altogether because they want to know who has guns. Requiring an owner to report the loss or theft of a firearm within 24 hours. Give local governments the authority to enact gun laws of their own, such as banning weapons in public buildings. Yeah, you freaking tyrants. Create a red flag law, or extreme risk protection order under which authorities can temporarily seize firearms from someone deemed to be a threat to themselves or others. Who's the one who decides that these people are a threat? Huh? Yeah. Dude, the state has too much power in the first place. They don't need no more ground. Anyways, moving on. Limit handgun purchases to 1 per month. That's a tyrant bill if I ever heard one. A policy that was in effect in Virginia until 2012. I can't even believe that was even in effect in any time. Tighten the law prohibiting access to firearms for someone subject to a protective order. Make it a felony to recklessly leave a firearm within reach of anyone age 18 or younger up from the current age of 14, a measure known as child access prevention. You frickin' idiots, man. Listen to me, you frickin' tyrants. Let's say that your house gets broken into. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And let's say that I have a 15-year-old son, right? And he just so happens to know where my shotgun is. Wouldn't it be advisable for him to know where that is to take out the intruders? Give me a frickin' break. You see, this is what I'm talking about, man. They're doing this. They're not doing this to protect anybody. They're doing this for control purposes only. The Senate, which has no assault weapons bill of its own, has passed 5 of the governor's bills. The Senate's bill on lost or stolen firearms is expected to get a vote on the floor next week. Its version of the Child Access Prevention Bill died in committee with Democratic Senators Chap Peterson, Fairfax City, and Republican Craig Deeds. Is that Bath? I don't know. That's abbreviation some city. I'm not from Virginia, so I don't know. Joining Republicans in opposition. Anyways, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are, so leave a comment in the comment section. Like and subscribe if you want. Let's freaking take it to them. They've really taken too many rights as it is. I love you all and God bless.